So, Bhavna, I'm going to ask you the standard questions we ask all of our guests. The first question is, what does the future of work look like in your opinion?
In my opinion, and also my hope as well, I think it's about accessibility, and I think it's ensuring that whatever industry we're talking about now. In the interview before, we touched on various industries, whether that's cultural sector, education, entrepreneurship, sports, beauty. It's about ensuring that whatever we're doing is accessible. That would be in terms of workspaces, so ensuring that people are welcome there, in content and copy, so ensuring that actually whatever you write and produce is accessible and written in a certain way, or whether that's the type of work you're doing as well. And when I say the word accessibility, I think it goes beyond ensuring that something is a larger font or something like that. I also think it's a little bit deeper about the voices that are writing articles or sharing and running workshops and things like that in terms of knowledge exchange and sharing. It's about having like a diverse group of entrepreneurs or facilitators or journalists or writers in terms of what is your perspective and learning from that. It might be if I was to pick up, say, a newspaper or something, or I'll give you an example of, a workshop that I attended about 5 or 6 years ago. It was all on funding. I'm not going to say the facilitator and the company that ran it. And it was all about, how you get funding, what's the best way to start. And the guy that started this workshop said, the first round of fundraising on funding is, you go to your friends and family. There'll be an aunt there that owns a B&B that has 10K lying around. I'm not in that situation, and I just think it's important to be aware that people have different backgrounds, and also different ways of, and challenges in terms of the world at the moment that we're living in isn't fit for certain groups of people. And by that, it might be the disabled community. It could be people from a Black or ethnic minority community, or whatever that might be. And I think the way that the future's going, thanks to things like platforms and blogs and social media as well, is there are more diverse voices coming in to say, actually, hold on, this isn't right, and we need to change the narrative and change the script. And I'd like to say, that the project with UCL, which is the East London Inclusive Enterprise Zone, is starting work around how to make, say, workplaces more inclusive, and looking at things like, okay, is the lighting okay? Or actually, when you have a rectangle table versus a round table, it makes a huge difference if someone's visually impaired, for example. So it's learning things from that we can kind of, spread and share to other companies, so they can ensure that more people are being part of the workforce, or more people can be entrepreneurs. Because if you have spaces and programs where actually those things don't exist, then how can everyone be involved and start off at the right point? So that's what I hope the future of work will be. And I'm hoping that the voices and the research will continue to change flip the script.
And what have you valued most over your career about your work experiences? What has prepared you most or best for the work that you do today?
That's a really hard one to choose from, because I think out of all the experiences that I've had, whether that's been in the workplace, so starting off with my first job after uni, which was entering data like at the Natural History Museum, to doing my master's in Southampton, to working with UCL on this entrepreneurship program. I think there's always lessons I've learned through every single one of those experiences. And what I would say is it's important to take those lessons and apply it to your entrepreneurship journey, whether that is, people that you do network in your office or university, or whether that's an idea for a certain program, or whether that's like developing an idea further and utilizing those opportunities. So that's quite a tricky one, because I would say even from an academic perspective, there's so many things that I learned being at university, and I would very much support, if that's right for you, then go for it, because there will be those experiences there, but then actually even those real life experiences will help you think and develop in a certain way. And I'm sure that will change quite drastically as we move into this decade in terms of ways of learning. It might be that it's more about combining the two together, because I think when I was at university, which was quite some time ago now, I think that importance of like a work experience was more of an add-on, I think, when I was at uni, whereas now looking at the university structure, quite a lot of universities will have like an entrepreneurship and an innovation program, and that very much didn't exist 10 years ago. So it's quite interesting to see how the two are coming together, because I think previously it was like quite split in terms of you had academic and then you had like your kind of work experience in terms of you're abroad or whatever it is. Whereas now I think it's quite exciting to see the two combined.